you something. Actually, this is a big thing that's happened to me. I've been nominated for an award at work because of what I have been doing. I nearly fell off my chair. She's been nominated for an award. We could have spent the whole of that conversation in problem talk. We could have gone not to open, but to closed. Yeah? Into all the stuff that isn't working, that is not taking us anywhere. And then she started to tell me about how she was feeling about that award. Then she started to express her gratitude to all the people that have supported her. And it ended up in a completely different place. That was today at 3 o'clock, sitting like this. So just to say, the open questions, often if you phrase a question as what, as I did, what's going well, what's working, what did you do that helped? What could you do differently? Those kinds of questions make a difference. Instead of saying, can you get that report to me by next week? How can you get that report to me? Can you see how can you takes you more towards a solution than can you? Because if you ask, can you get that report to me by next week? What are we likely to say? No? It leads to one or two very short, closed answers. So the what's, the when's. The when is particularly important for when you're going to take action. So if somebody says they're going to do something, instead of saying to yourself, I'm going to do this, ask yourself, when am I going to do it? Give yourself a time. Give yourself a date. Make yourself accountable by telling other people. Allow somebody to come back to you and say, you know, you said you were going to do this. How are you getting on? Do you know, notice I didn't say, did you do it? Because why wouldn't I say, did you do it?
That's demanding.
It's what?
You're demanding.
It's closed. What else is it? If I said, did you do it?
Accusatory.
It's negative.
Yeah.
It puts you on the spot. It's more blaming. So the kinds of questions a coach would ask is never a question that would be judgmental of the coachee. We will always be mindful of questions that stay within that positive framework, so we are not sounding like we are being judgmental. Now earlier we had that question about why. Yes, even my fingers going, why? Yeah? What is it about a why question that we can sometimes interpret differently? What do you think might be going on behind somebody who hears a child always saying why? I heard a little whisper. Okay, so often behind the why question is often how we interpret that question. We often feel like we need to know the answer. Ken talked about vulnerability. The why question can feel like that. And that's often what's going on. It's about how that person then takes in the way they are being asked that question. And often in coaching we say that the why question often feels very judgmental or blaming. So I'm not saying, this is not saying don't be curious, it's really understanding sometimes what's going on for other people. So let us go to our first piece. What I'd like you to do is, I want to work with something. Remember I said that one of the cornerstones is what works? And when it works, what do you do? More of it, okay? And in coaching, one of the things that you find is that actually when people create their lives around their strengths, it makes such a difference. And I just want to work with that for a moment. So I'd like everyone to stand. And I'm going to need you all to kind of, I've got a little chime at here, okay? Just bear with me on this. When you hear this, it means all I want you to do is to simply wrap up your conversation. I don't mean that you stop mid-sentence and the person just says something really fantastic and you just cut the conversation. It means just wrap up or wind up your conversation so that we can all stay on the same page. So what I want you to do is to look around the room. I've counted, well, we've had a few more people come in. I've counted that to begin with, when we started, there was 50 people in the room. So there might be about 54 now. I want everyone to find themselves a partner and sit opposite their partner, 2 chairs. Yeah? Somebody you don't know, do not talk to your friends. Yeah, turn around and find yourself a partner. You sat down, you don't need anything in your hand. Yeah? Papers, everything down. Okay, so can you decide who's A and who's B? This gets very difficult. So, A's. Okay, A's, you're going to be the interviewer. B, you're going to be the speaker. Alright? So, A's, this is what you're going to, B's, you are going to share with a time in your life or your work when you were at your absolute best. So this is a time when you might have felt you were really in your flow, things were going really well, there was nothing you couldn't do, you felt good, you might have had challenges. So your example that you shared with your good thing that's happening, that might be one of the things that you talk about to your partner. So you are going to share this moment in your life when you were at this place. Okay? So B's, could you be thinking about that while I talk to A's? Alright? So A's, you are going to be coach. You are going to find out from B as much detail as you possibly can about this moment, about this time. Yeah, it's a bit hard to see on the PowerPoint. So you could ask them, what was it about this moment that made it stand out? What made it feel great for you? What were you doing? How did you feel? What led up to this happening? What did other people see around you happening? What did they notice about you? So in a way, what you are doing is you are finding out as much detail as you can by asking very open questions. I don't want you to get hung up on the questions. Your goal is to just listen as well as you possibly can to what B is telling you. And you're going to listen with your body as well as just really taking in everything that they're saying. And you're going to have 5 minutes to do that. Okay? Everyone clear? Yeah. Bees, you ready? No. Okay, off you go. Great. Okay, B, off you go. Great.